Good morning, children. So, once again, we will start a new chapter. That is called. Today's my lecture number is lecture number 38, chapter number 4 of history, national movements in India. Right? Today is a new chapter. Now, as you in previous 3 chapters, we have studied different part of history. In first chapter, we have studied how Europeans came to India, how India was total under influence of British rule. Means how step by step they conquered India. Second chapter, its own story about World War One, right? Colonization and all these things. Third chapter was also of his own story. Now here we are supposed to come to chapter number 4, that is called national movement in India. Now before starting this chapter, let me give you some background. Introduction. Now see, as you know, revolt of 1857 was the first war of independence. Revolt of 1857 was the first war of independence. But unfortunately, that revolt failed. You know that. You also studied failure of revolt of 1857. Right? Then after came Renaissance. If you remember, in 8th standard, in second term, in social studies, very first chapter was of Renaissance in India. Means new awakening. Revolt of 1857 took place, but that revolt failed. And after that failure of the revolt, from that failure, the road of success was made. And it started from Renaissance in India. Now what is meant by Renaissance? Renaissance means new awakening. Because see, at that time, at the revolt of 1857, India was thousands of different subsections. Sections of caste, creed, religion, regionalism, independent interest, selfish motives, intriguities, and thousands of things. Now, if a nation wants to be free, if a nation wants independency, first of all these things is set to be aside. Fighting independence along with all these things is not possible. Is not possible. So, we understood why revolt of 1857 failed. Why first war of independence failed. And that is why Renaissance took place in India. Renaissance means new awakening. And this new awakening marked the way of independence. Last time you studied the torchbearer of Renaissance, Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Right? Raja Ram Mohan Roy was the torchbearer of Renaissance. He brought about awakening in the society. और आपको तो मालूम है बच्चों कि एक बार जब अवेकनिंग आ जाता है किसी समाज में, किसी देश में, फिर वहां एक सैलाब होता है, एक सैलाब उठता है जिसे कोई भी ताकत अटका नहीं सकती, कोई भी ताकत उसको रोक नहीं सकती. जैसे सैलाब हुआ अवेकनिंग का, और इतना वो बढ़, तब जाके 1947 में हमको आजादी मिली, राइट. So the failure of the revolt of 1857 paved the way for independence of India in coming years. Okay, so that was the introduction. 1857 में जो घटना हुई उसके बाद 1858 से रिनाइसेंस शुरू हुआ, एजुकेशन आया, right? Different social institutions were established in order to outcome the religious, the social ills which prevailed in society at the name of different at the time of different names, right? In previous chapter I made you to study introduction of railways and post and telegraph and all these things, which was at initial stage beneficial to British, but after that, after Renaissance, it was benefited to India. Indians took the maximum advantage of post, telegraph and all these things, education and all these things, right? So that is our topic. Now what happened from 1857 to 1900 AD, right? It is not known, right? And you can say after revolt of 1857, Renaissance started in India. Right? Who was the torchbearer of Renaissance? Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Right? Bengali. Now see, why I am writing this word Bengali? Because this is a key word which will play a very important role in coming days, in coming lectures. Now, सबसे ज्यादा अवेयरनेस बंगाल में क्रिएट की गई थी, राइट? राजा राम मोहन रॉय is called the torch bearer of Renaissance. He established Brahmo Samaj, then Arya Samaj and all these things. But as you know, this fire spread in whole nation, awakening spread in whole nation, but it was very heavily burning in certain part of India that was called East India or Bengal. At that time, Bengal consisted of Bangladesh, Bengal, some parts of Orissa, even Bihar, all this province was Bengal. Because you see, after Battle of Buxar, when if you connect your memory in last lesson, when I have taught you about Battle of Buxar, after winning Battle of Buxar, British got the rights to collect revenue from Bihar, Bengal and Orissa. So the maximum loot by British was done from Bengal. सबसे ज्यादा ईस्ट इंडिया का अत्याचार उन लोगों ने सहे थे, और इसीलिए as आपने साइंस में पढ़ा है, एक्शंस एंड रिएक्शंस आर ऑपोजिट एंड इक्वल. सबसे ज्यादा अत्याचार बंगाल प्रोविंस में हुआ था और सबसे ज्यादा अवेकनिंग उधर से ही शुरू हुआ. That is why I have written a word called Bengali over here, Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Then you have studied a group of intellectuals, establishment of INC, Indian National Congress, जो भी national party है, right? What does it mean by Congress? A group of intellectuals. A group of intellectuals who are there to change the existing system, socially, politically, economically. And they are followed by thousands and lakhs and millions. They are called congressmen. So party was established to bring about awareness, which was called Congress Party, right? Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Keshav Chandra Sen. I don't even remember all the names. Right? Rabindranath Tagore, Swami Vivekanand, Ramakrishna Paramhans. Right? And the greatest one, Subhash Chandra Bose. How many to name? How many? Maximum freedom fighters came from Bengal. Why I am talking this? Why I am pinpointing this point? Because it is my opening topic. Maximum freedom, maximum awareness was created in Bengal. And from Bengal, whole India was engulfed by that awareness. That means Bengal became the epicenter of national awakening. What I said? Bengal became the epicenter of national awakening. And because of this, a series of incidents took place. My lesson starts from 1900 AD, right? हमारी जो यात्रा थी 1858 से जो रिनाइसेंस के बाद की थी वो 1900 तक पहुंच गई, मीन्स एंड ऑफ 18th century and beginning of 19th century, sorry, beginning of 20th century, right? जो 20वीं सदी खत्म 19वीं सदी खत्म हुई, 20वीं सदी शुरुआत हुई, 20th century, 20th century, that is called 1901. इधर से हमारा लेसन शुरू होता है. इधर का मैंने आपको सब कुछ बता दिया. What happened? Because this 40 years was the background of independence. This 40 years prepared the background of Indian independence. Now you will see the series of incidents which took place at the time when we entered 20th century. Okay? So, before starting my lesson, I will cover all the different topics which are connected from 1901 to 1926. Right? We will connect all the topics which took place in India from 1901 to 1926. ये जो 25 साल है 25 years, वो कैसे थे? ये 25 साल में आजादी के लिए कौन सी घटनाएं बनी, कैसे कैसे नेशनल लीडर उभर के आए सामने, महात्मा गांधी कैसे लाइमलाइट में आए, सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल ने पॉलिटिक्स कैसे ज्वाइन किया, व्हाट वाज द बैकग्राउंड ऑफ नेहरू, राइट? वी हैव स्टडीड ऑल डिफरेंट नेशनल लीडर्स one by one. You will see them entering the freedom struggle. So my lesson starts from 1901. It will end on 1926. That is called almost 25 years. Okay, children? So, let me go through the topics. Now, as you know, first I will read out that introduction. Then we'll come to main incident. Okay? Great National Uprising of 1857 means revolt of 1857 which failed. Some of the factors that caused the uprising of 1857 was political dissatisfaction, economic exploitation, social and religious matter, and so on. But because of lack of unification, because of lack of able leadership, because of lack of proper planning, and number of factors, revolt of 1857 failed. और बच्चों लोग, मैं आपको एक बात बोलना चाहता हूं. We have studied revolt of 1857 बेटा, बराबर है? आपने 7th स्टैंडर्ड में भी पढ़ा है, 8th में भी मैंने पढ़ा है, आपने भी पढ़ा है. अच्छा, logically speaking, if you remember, since my teaching goes on as far as it is concerned. Possibly I may be wrong. I hope I may be wrong. शायद मैं अपने आप को ऐसे बोलता हूँ कि मैं झूठा हो सकता हूँ. And I would be happy if I may be wrong. If I may be wrong, I would be very happy. Because it is sorry to say, as far as my knowledge is concerned, as far as my understanding is concerned, as far as teaching is concerned, you have studied the revolt of 1857, children, right? Okay. Each and every part of India was burning at that time, specifically concentrated in North India. Right? Just now I said one word, political dissatisfaction. Battle of Buxar के बाद 1764 के बाद 1857 में पूरा हिंदुस्तान ब्रिटिश की झोली में चला गया था. तब भी हम ऊँगते ही रहे थे. 100 साल में पूरा हिंदुस्तान गवा दिया, पूरा इंडिया चला गया. अचानक जागे हम, देखते हैं पूरा हाथी चला जाता है, फिर पूंछ पकड़ने दौड़ते हैं. अगर हाथी को रोकना है तो ट्रंक के बल पे रोकना चाहिए, उसके ट्रंक को रोकना चाहिए, उसके पूंछ को खींच के वापस नहीं ला सकते. है समझ में? When the whole elephant passed away, they are trying to drag their tail and bring it back. फिर बोलता है हमारा हिंदुस्तान गुलाम हो गया, हमारा सब कुछ लुट गया. अगर ये 100 साल में ये सारी घटनाएं हो, children, you are just a children of 14 to 15 years. I hope you understand. I'll give you one simple example, children. One simple example. Suppose this is a pen you are having. This is a pen you are having. Acha, it is costly, approximately 60 to 70 or 80 rupees. Once this pen is given to you, that means automatically you should understand it is the responsibility to protect this pen, take care of this pen. Am I right or wrong? It is your responsibility. Right? It is your responsibility to collect the concept. Acha, being haphazard, you lost this pen. You are careless, you lost this pen. Okay? Now, the real talk comes. After losing the pen, you understood the meaning of pen. You understand the importance of pen. And you are delivered a new pen. After 2 or 3 days struggle. And many ajijis and vinanti and pleadings. You got a new pen. Now you tell me, children, what care you will take about. You will take more care than your own self to protect this pen. Being a children, you have this knowledge. Because you are thoroughly instructed. Okay, once you have lost this pen and second time when you lose it, you are out of the way. You will not get any time now. So you will protect more than yourself. Am I right? Absolutely right. तो बेटा ये पेन की आप जितनी कदर करते हो, जितना पेन को आप संभाल सकते हो बेटा, तो इतने बड़े राजा रजवाड़े थे, इतने बड़े बड़े रियासतें थी, वो ऐसे ही चले जाते थे क्या? I तो don't understand. इतनी बड़ी बड़ी रियासतें ऐसे चली जाती थी. I myself have taught you subsidiary system and policy of annexation, फलाना ढिकड़ान, ये सब मैंने पढ़ाया, मेरे को मालूम है. I am helpless because I have to teach what is written in book. I have to teach that. I cannot express myself. लेकिन एक बात तो सही है, हमारे में यूनिफिकेशन नहीं था. राइट? मेरे को बड़े दुख के साथ बोलना पड़ता है कि it was the first revolt of 1857, the independence war of independence. Each and every leader fought for their own benefit. Take for example, Bahadur Shah Zafar joined the revolt. Why? to retain the Mughal legacy back. Am I right? Last Mughal emperor. Rani Lakshmibai, no doubt, she was a great queen. We appreciate. I'm not against that. I'm not telling that. But she fought for Jhansi. Am I right? She's called Brave Queen of Jhansi. She fought for Jhansi. Kunwar Singh fought for Jagdishpur. Nana Sahib Peshwa, Kanpur. Am I right? Right? And number of revolt. Number of people who contributed themselves for their independent political interest, for the lost Riyasat. But you will not find a single line in history saying that these people, out of anyone, fought for India. Someone fought for Jhansi. Someone fought for Kanpur. Someone fought for Gwalior. Someone fought for Mandu. Someone fought for Delhi. Someone fought for Hyderabad. Whatsoever. No one fought for India. Right? No one fought for India. If they would have fought for India, the revolt of 1857 would not be a failure. It would be a successful event. Each and every one fought for their individual self-interest, not for Indian self-interest. Do you understand what I say? किसी को झांसी चाहिए था, किसी को कानपुर चाहिए था, किसी को ग्वालियर चाहिए था, किसी को हिंदुस्तान नहीं चाहिए था. अगर हिंदुस्तान की आजादी होती ना, तो हमारा देश आजाद हो गया होता. Thousands of things. So, past is past. And then after Renaissance, when you study the final chapter of History of Independence, that is called 1947, you will not find a single person coming from that royal family. महात्मा गांधी किसी राजघराने में नहीं पैदा हुए थे बेटा. सरदार पटेल कोई राजा महाराजा के लड़के नहीं थे. बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर, डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद, मौलाना अबुल कलाम आजाद, जवाहरलाल नेहरू, सरोजिनी नायडू, number of people, सुभाष चंद्र बोस, कोई राज परिवार में नहीं पैदा हुए थे. भगत सिंह कोई राजा महाराजा के लड़के नहीं थे. सुखदेव, बटुके, चंद्रशेखर आजाद इलाहाबाद के राजा नहीं थे वो. They were just common Indians. तो भी हंसते हंसते अपनी जान क्यों लगा दी भारत माता के लिए? Because of New India. They were the product of Renaissance. आपने उरी मूवी देखी है, उसमें बार बार बोलते ना ये नया हिंदुस्तान है, न्यू इंडिया. वो स्क्रीन पे भी दिखा है चैप्टर 5 न्यू इंडिया, जब पाकिस्तान पे हमला बोलते हैं तब. Let me say that, rewind that. They were the product of Renaissance. They were the product of New India. It was a very famous slogan of Subhash Chandra Bose. तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूं. On the contrary, we had a slogan of Jhansi. मैं अपनी झांसी कभी नहीं दूंगी. Where does Hindustan lie? Tell me. Where does India lie? Right? India does not lie in Jhansi. India does not lie in Kanpur. India does not lie in Jagdishpur. It does not lie in Delhi. There is nowhere India lying. And that is why we met a failure. But that failure made a path of success. So, from 1901 to 1905, Bengal became the epicenter of the revolt. Because maximum freedom fighters came from Bengal. And the sarcastic incident happened. Right? Lord Curzon came to India as a Governor General. And British had a very good policy because we are saying for British, divide and rule. ब्रिटिश की वो पॉलिसी थी ना, डिवाइड एंड रूल, बिल्कुल सही है. वो पॉलिसी उधर इसने हिंदुस्तान में से सीखी थी. डिवीजन कैसे करते हैं और भागला पार के राज हुकूमत कैसे करते हैं. We are easily saying British policy of divide and rule. But why did we accept that policy? Were we foolish people? 50 फुट गड्ढा डीप है और मेरे को किसी कोई बोले सर कुछ नहीं होगा आप कूद जाओ, तो मेरे में बुद्धि होनी चाहिए कि मेरे हाथ पांव टूट जाएंगे. जैसे बोला मैं कूद जाऊं तो कूद जाने का क्या. British were the founder of policy of divide and rule. Equally, we were the acceptors of policy of divide and rule. एक हाथ से तो ताली नहीं बजती कभी. Within a span of 100 years, they took away each and every corner of India. I should say, within a span of 100 years, we gave away each and every corner of India. They did not. We gave. Because of our sheer foolishness. Right? Sheer foolishness. Narrow selfish interest. They took the best advantage of this situation. And the trader became the rulers. So on. So, Bengal became the epicenter. And Curzon came to India. At that time, Bangladesh and all these things were in India. Right? So, in order to break this ongoing struggle of independence, because slowly after 1901, movement was gathering of independence. Right? Movement of independence gathered slowly, and maximum awakening was taking place. And it started from Bengal. So when Curzon came to India in 1898, when he became the Governor General of India, his first target was to divide and rule. So, with a very, very wicked intention, understood? I should call wicked intention. Right? बिल्कुल मलिन इरादों से, with a very wicked intention, we divided Bengal. Right? That is my topic of 4th lesson. Okay? Now let us see. Topic number 1. Topic 1. Bengal was divided in 1905 AD. I will show the series of incidents, right? Then, as a retaliation of division of Bengal, people of India started to boycott foreign goods. Atle British goods. Right? Bengal was divided in 1905. And people of India started to boycott foreign goods. A serious notice was taken in British Parliament regarding this. बराबर? Regarding the laws. मतलब धंधे में कांटा आने लगा. Regarding the laws. Right? and finally and finally and finally Bengal was unified in 1911 AD. This was the first moral victory of Indians. ये हिंदुस्तानी की पहली जीत थी ब्रिटिश सरकार के खिलाफ. Understood? This was the first moral victory of Indians. Right? जिस बंगाल को ब्रिटिश सरकार ने 1905 में डिवाइड किया था, वो ही बंगाल को उसको 1911 में जोड़ना पड़ा. क्यों जोड़ना पड़ा? अच्छा, दिस स्पेस ऑफ 6 years, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. बट एक घटना उसमें बन गई थी, वो मैं आपको नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में बताऊंगा, बिकॉज ये लेक्चर से के साथ कनेक्टेड नहीं है. मैं आपको बहुत समझाऊंगा, सबको डिटेल में बोलूंगा. ये घटना उसके साथ कनेक्टेड नहीं है, इसीलिए मैं ये घटना दोहराना नहीं चाहता. I am interested in 1905 and 1911 space of that part. One thing happened that was sideways, which resulted into a tremendous shock in 1947. जो घटना 1906 में बनी थी, उसके परिणाम हमको भुगतने पड़े 1947 में. है समझ में? That we'll talk later on. So, as Bengal became the epicenter of freedom struggle, Bengal was divided. A wicked plan. It was the intentional plan of Curzon to break down Hindu-Muslim unity, because at that time there were no Hindus, there were no Muslims, they were Indians. अभी मैंने बोला था ना, कोई झांसी के लिए लड़े, कोई जगदीशपुर के लिए, कोई कानपुर के लिए लड़े, कोई ग्वालियर के लिए लड़े. किसी को हैदराबाद चाहिए था, किसी को पूना चाहिए था, किसी को हिंदुस्तान नहीं चाहिए था. और ये लोग जो तो लड़ते थे ना, जो उसको हिंदुस्तान चाहिए था, उसको भारत माता की आजादी चाहिए थी. है समझ में? They wanted India, and that is why British were literally scared of growing national movement, and they wanted to crush this movement. So, with a wicked plan, Lord Curzon divided Bengal. This will be my question. It is also given in material, in PDF file or written material. It is given. Bengal was divided. The most important GR. Bengal was divided. क्योंकि ईस्ट बंगाल, वेस्ट बंगाल दो टुकड़े हुए. ईस्ट बंगाल में ज्यादा मुस्लिम थे, माइनॉरिटी हिंदू थे. राइट? 3.20 करोड़ मुस्लिम, 80 lakhs हिंदू. और इधर वेस्ट बंगाल में 2.60 करोड़ हिंदूज, 90 lakhs मुस्लिम्स. एक साइड मुस्लिम ज्यादा थे, एक साइड हिंदू ज्यादा थे. और अगर किसी ऐसी कोई घटना बन जाए तो कम्युनल राइट्स बनने शुरू हो जाए. और अगर कम्युनल राइट्स फैले तो बंगाल अपने आप में उलझा रहेगा. अगर में उलझा रहेगा तो ब्रिटिश को शांति मिलेगी, चलो अपने आप में खत्म हो जाओ, हमको शांति मिलेगी. And that was the wicked plan, because it was not a division of India, it was a division of independence. They wanted to divide the heart of Indians. एक दिल के दो टुकड़े करना चाहते थे. But spontaneously it was replied back by Indians. And the government which finalized the partition of Bengal was forcefully there to accept the reunification of Bengal. पहला मेरा GR कौन सा आएगा? Bengal was divided. Second GR क्या होगा? Bengal was unified. And between that, we'll study people of India started to boycott foreign goods. इतना घाटा उन लोग को दिया. जब बंगाल का बंटवारा हुआ उसके पहले हमने तकरीबन 97,000 रुपीस का इंपोर्ट किया था इंग्लैंड से. और रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर ने उस दिन बंगाल के डिवीजन के वक्त, राइट, बहुत सारी बातें बताई थी. He was the front runner against this division of Bengal. He literally said he wants to divide people of India. He cannot divide the hearts of people of India. Right? फिजिकली हमको अलग कर सकते हैं, इंटेलेक्चुअली कोई दुनिया की कोई ताकत हमको अलग नहीं सकती. और उसका कॉल पूरे देश ने ले लिया. पूरे देश में स्वराजवाद फैल हुआ और इंडिजीनियस मूवमेंट शुरू हुआ. मेक इन इंडिया का उस टाइम का मूवमेंट शुरू हुआ, स्वदेशी मूवमेंट जिसे हम बोलते हैं. अभी मेक इन इंडिया बोलते हैं, उस टाइम स्वदेशी मूवमेंट बोलते थे. और इसके हिसाब से 2-3 साल में जो 1 लाख रुपीस का इंपोर्ट था 3 साल पहले 1904 में, वो 1908-9 में 10,000 से भी कम हो गया. इट सीरियस नोटिस वाज टेकन इन ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट कि ये क्या हुआ. 3 साल में 1 लाख का धंधा 10,000 तक आ गया. बंद करो ये सब, धंधे में नहीं नुकसान चाहिए. बराबर है. And because of this, when they suffered a huge losses from India, they cancelled the partition of India. बराबर. But उस वक्त तो 3-4 साल में स्वदेशी मूवमेंट इतना स्ट्रांग हो गया कि जिसकी बात ही आप मत करो. बराबर. और उसके बाद महात्मा गांधी की एंट्री हुई पॉलिटिकल स्ट्रगल में, और फिर तो नजारा ही अलग हो गया था. आए समझ में. सो let us see. Boycotting and indigenous movement, right? Boycott and indigenous movement along with Bangabhang movement. Bangabhang movement એટલે division of Bengal 1905 was one of the most important event in the national politics of India. Take your textbook, page number 23. Because of this, because of the divide and rule policy, and as a result of British's Machiavellian's policy. Machiavellian's policy means मलिन इरादे, गंदी रमत जिसे बोलते हैं. राइट? वो तो जन्मजात उसका अधिकार था. हाँ. Boycott and indigenous movement got more importance. क्योंकि हम समझ गए थे, राजा महाराजा रजवाड़े नहीं समझे थे. वो तो ऐसे ही सोचते थे ना, ब्रिटिश हमारे भले के लिए है. राइट? वो हमारे प्रोटेक्शन करेंगे, हमारे यो करेंगे, वो करेंगे. हम तो खाना खा के सो जाते हैं, मौज करो. इसलिए पूरा हिंदुस्तान चला गया. लेकिन एक कॉमन हिंदुस्तानी नागरिक ये नहीं सोच रहा था, ये नहीं समझता था कि ब्रिटिश हमारे काम के है. वो नहीं सोया था. इसलिए ये सब पॉसिबल हो पाया. राइट? Bengal was now my answer starts. Be careful. Bengal was a very big province at the time of British rule, and maximum heat of British exploitation was borne by Bengal, and that is why maximum freedom fighters came from Bengal, starting from Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Maximum freedom fighters, right? Bengal was a very big province at the time of British rule, which included present days Bangladesh, Bihar, and Odisha. Huge province. Compared to other states, Bengal was the center of national awakening. बार बार मैंने बोला है लेक्चर में. It was the epicenter. जो भी बंगाल में होता था वो पूरे देश में फैलता था. Bengal was a leader, and intellectuals also came from Bengal. कई मैंने आपको नाम बताए अभी ये लेक्चर में. Right? The impetus and thoughts of national movement came from Bengal. I should came. It originated from Bengal, right? And after the revolt of 1857, Hindus and Muslims collectively fought against English. So there was a unity among Hindus and Muslims. They were Hindustanis. They were not Hindus. They were not Muslims. They were Hindustanis. They were Indians, right? That is why people of English strategy of divide and rule, they encourage communism, which caused the division of Bengal. बंगाल का बंटवारा हुआ. कर्जन ने सरस मजाना बना दिया ऐसे कि क्या बोलते हैं, फॉर एफिशिएंट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रूल. इतने बड़े प्रोविंस को हम अकेला नहीं हैंडल कर सकते. वी कैन नॉट मैनेज. सो इफ यू वांट टू मैनेज एफिशिएंटली, if you want to bring reformation in Bengal, there is necessity that this huge province must be divided into two parts so we manage effectively. ये तो बिल्कुल बाना था. Literally they wanted to break down Hindu-Muslim unity. And people of India understood this. They were not deaf and dumb. They were not laymen. They easily understood what is going in the mind of British while partitioning. What is the real reason of partitioning? Right? See. Viceroy Curzon, 1899 to 1905, divided a vast Bengal province into East Bengal and Bengal. आज का देश जो है वो ईस्ट बंगाल बन गया, वेस्ट अभी हमारे पास है, right? To bring out administrative efficiency. There was a strong opposition for the division of Bengal. People did not accept this division because they knew what is going on and what is to be done. They well have opposed, right? Sabha, जुलूस, सरगस, नारेबाजी, क्या कुछ रोचक. अभी मैं आपको बात भी बोलता हूँ ना तो भी हम एक्साइट हो जाते हैं. तो मान लो ये समय पे जो अगर ये सब घटनाएं जो होती थी तब कैसा माहौल होगा आप सोच सकते हो, आप इमेजिन कर सकते हो बेटे, right? See, when Bengal was divided on 16th October, what was the date? 16th October to 1905, right? It was observed as National Mourning Day. Bengal was divided on 16th October 1905 and it was observed as National Mourning Day, right? Underline all these things, huh? The same day, the announcement about boycotting all foreign goods and encouragement of Swadeshi goods were made. जैसे अभी नरेंद्र मोदी बोलते हैं ना, boycott Chinese goods, make in India अपनाओ, स्वदेशी goods अपनाओ. जैसे अभी चाइना ने डोकलाम में किया तो कैसा उसका रिएक्शन मिला पूरे हिंदुस्तान में, राइट? कई चाइनीज पे चीजें पे बैन लग गया. उस टाइम ब्रिटिश चीजें पे बैन लग गया था. क्या जैसा इधर हुआ उधर ही वैसा ही होगा, राइट? In the same day, the announcement of boycotting all foreign goods and encouragement of indigenous goods was made. Not only Bengalis, but whole Indians happily accepted this commitment. पूरे हिंदुस्तान में ऐलान किया गया था कि खाली बंगाल में नहीं, पूरे हिंदुस्तान में ब्रिटिश को हराने का एक ही रास्ता है, उसको इकोनॉमिकली तोड़ दो, right? See. So, they believe the division has been done to curtail the ferocious feeling of nationalism that was taking place in India, because each and every people knew administrative purpose तो एक बहाना है. Literally, British wanted to break down Hindu-Muslim unity, and indirectly they wanted to crush the freedom movement which was growing very speedy, right? That day, Hindus and Muslims tied Rakhis to each other in the entire Bangla and expressed their unity. You can divide us physically, you cannot divide our hearts. समझ में? This movement gave three major characteristics. Number one, adoption of Swadeshi goods, boycotting foreign goods, and third, adopt national education. उसके बाद हिंदी माध्यम, बंगाली माध्यम, सारे schools और colleges और universities शुरू हो गए. India benefited a lot due to Swadeshi movement, while the English industry was badly affected. मैंने बोला ना 1904 में हमारा import 1 लाख से ज़्यादा था, 1908 में 10,000 से भी कम हो गया. More than loss of 90,000 rupees alone from Bengal. और उस समय के 90,000 मतलब इधर के अभी के 900 crores से भी ज़्यादा होते हैं. Understood? See. By boycotting of their goods. The cloth coming from Manchester stopped. Sugar, shoes, cigarettes, tobacco, etc. imported from England was reduced, and the sale of cloth made in India increased. महात्मा गांधी जो चरखा काटते थे उससे उसके पहले ही इधर स्वदेशी मूवमेंट शुरू हो गई. महात्मा गांधी ने तो वो मूवमेंट आगे बढ़ाई. उसमें क्या दिक्कत है अगर हम अपना सामान खुद वहां यूज करें तो? Why should we rely on foreign goods? Right? See. Factories for making indigenous goods were started. The effect of the movement was felt in all provinces of India, like Punjab, UP, MP, Mumbai, Madras, etc. Beside Bengal, the of Swadeshi movement also felt in Gujarat. The echo of the movement was so strong that British Parliament within 6 years of division had to accept the unification in 1911 AD. जिस पार्लियामेंट ने डिवीजन की मंजूरी दी थी वही पार्लियामेंट ने अपने घुटने के बल इंडियंस ने दिखाया कि यूनिटी में क्या होता है. और 1911 में जो बंगाल को डिवाइड किया गया था वापस अलग बन गया. लेकिन एक घटना बन गई थी, वो आपको कल बताऊंगा. The echo of the movement was strongly felt by the British Parliament, and within 6 years of division in 1911 the division of Bengal was cancelled. It was scrapped. This was the memorable victory of Indians. First victory in Indian freedom struggle. और एक इसमें आप देखो कोई रॉयल फैमिली के नहीं थे, कोई बड़े बड़े घर वाले नहीं थे, कोई बड़े नाम नहीं थे, कोई राजा महाराजा नहीं थे. They were all common Indians, आपकी तरह मेरी तरह सब. क्यों? कि वो हिंदुस्तान के लिए लड़े थे, वो भारत माता की आजादी के लिए लड़े थे. इसीलिए उसको 6 साल में पहली जीत दर्ज हुई. आप समझ सकते हो. After gaining the first victory, what immense moral support, immense moral encouragement they should have obtained, which paved the way of struggle further away. Understood? Victory of the relentless united efforts. This was the noteworthy victory from the viewpoint of awakening in India. So this is my first topic. Division of Bengal, Swadeshi movement started in India, and Bengal was unified. So these are the 3 topics for today's work, right? Now you take down your homework, children. Come on. Homework. GR number 1. Bengal was divided. Bengal was divided. Right? GR number 2. Swadeshi movement. Started in India. Swadeshi movement started in India. Third, Bengal was unified. Bengal was unified. These are the 3 questions of today's title. Okay, children, I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. In next lecture, we will go with more enjoyment. I'll explain to you what happened in these 6 years. I told you just now. Right? 1905 से 1911 तक उसके बीच में एक जो घटना हुई थी, I will explain in detail in next session. Okay, children? Till then, goodbye. Take care.